So I just want to introduce my good friend Riki here with her beautiful morning makeup, right? and Riki's living in Kunming, China, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And you have something to talk about today?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Have a lot of problems. So I'm kind of, uh, before the problem just uh, came up one by one, but now it's just happened like together, and I'm kind of um confused, or I'm kind of don't know which one is uh, need to solve first, and which one is I, I yeah I just don't know how to start it
Well, why
with.
don't you let's just start with one problem. It'll probably all the other problems get pulled in too. So just start with one thing you'd like to be different, okay?
Yeah. Oh,
You're
okay.
trying to figure out the best one, right? No, just anyone will do.
I tried it. I
Yeah.
want it. I think. Yeah, I think the one I want to change the most is the problem with my boss, related to my boss is I want, I gave mentioned before, and I want her tell me the when he just give me the tasks. I want her, give me the specific and clear
I think you mentioned
instead
this
of.
before that she, uh, the way you
Yeah,
hear her instructions, it's not clear what she would be satisfied with. Is that correct?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
And so let me ask a question because I think we talked about this before, and I said
yeah,
maybe I think you maybe could say to your boss, "Hey, boss, I'm not clear about anything to do here, so that I could." I would know if I did what you asked or not. Maybe you're clear, but I'm not. I'm just over here in my mind, and maybe you're very clear about what it is, but I'm not. Can you? Maybe I can say to you back what I think I heard, and you can help me get clear what you want or don't want, or you just want me to go do something and you don't care what it is. I'm not sure, uh, but I really want you to be happy. And it seems like you're asking me to do something, but I'm not clear. So have you had that sort of talk with your boss, and if so, how did she respond?
uh, yeah. I did, ask her about give me the more clear tasks. Mm, and she gave me a bunch of tasks, but
Are they clear? Are they clear now? When she gave them to you, did she make them clear?
y- yeah, for
Maybe
I
you're
think
not
the
clear.
problem.
Maybe the problem is you're not clear. You're not even clear about. Are you clear about your lack of clarity here, Ricky?
Yeah, yeah, I want. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I meant,
Yeah, that.
I'm even having a hard time with you being clear with me. Uh,
Yeah,
so maybe the boss has a problem with you. I don't know because I'm not there. But maybe the boss has a problem with your clarity. Uh,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, if you, I mean, if you can be clear, then you say, boss, one thing I think you might mean is this, and then if you said this, I would know what that means, or if you said that, I would know that what that means. And can you clearly say that to your boss? Have you? Um,
No, no, no.
well, hey guy, bosses are humans just like you are. you know, they have to, and I don't know how long your boss has been a boss, and maybe other people. Do other people report to the same boss?
No, we just, two of us are a team, so
Well, maybe she's a new boss and she doesn't even know about bossing yet.
yeah.
Maybe together you can figure out this boss, rep, report. Like you get to be, she's trying to delegate things to you. And I tell you, a lot of bosses they're just about as confused as anybody, you know. and
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
oh, hey, I think, and also I think you may be falling back into the old, especially in China, the paradigm like, uh, you know, the employee just has to listen to the boss and just try to do what they say instead of like being like a partner with your boss, you know. Like,
Yeah.
sure, you're the person who that she, you've agreed that she can delegate things to you, but still, you're partners. You both want to get things done, okay?
Yeah.
And so, um, I don't know, but assuming she's a person who has some ability with Chinese language and being specific and stuff like that, I meant. It's actually amazing to me how people don't even listen to the words you say, you know.
Hmm.
Even you, sometimes I even ask you, hey, can you repeat what I just said? You have no
Yeah.
idea what I just said.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
and so there's this expression, two blind people trying to lead each other through the dark.
Oh yeah.
you know, so uh, it doesn't mean you can't do something. You can start because you start from wherever you are, but
Yeah.
uh, part of this is you getting clear, even on about how you say it, and then double checking with your boss. Is she hearing what you're saying? Can she be? And you even when she says something to you, as best you can, maybe repeat. Say to her, I want to double check if I heard what you said, even if you don't clearly understand it. You know,
Yeah.
here's the words I heard, and then here's my interpretation of those. Is that correct? It's like in a very, I think in military situations stuff, they have what's called a protocol where it's like at the very minimum the other person on the end will say copy that. Of course, we still don't know if they copied the right thing, but at least the other person has got a message that something got over there. But sometimes they even have a protocol where they actually repeat back what they got. Okay, and then so it's like so that there's extra assurance that it was gotten. Now that's a very structured place, but it emphasizes the importance of, and see, we don't tend to do that in our daily life or our work life or anything. We just make the assumption. I even notice myself doing it. I make the assumption that what I just said got over there. See, I'm even doing that right now. So I don't even know. Can you repeat back to me? If not the words, like repeat back to me, Riki, right now. If not the words, pretty much the meaning of what I've been saying in the last 2 minutes. Like, like if you were going to say the same meaning to somebody else, like because I've talked about a very important point in the past 2 minutes about communication. Can you repeat that back to me now? Please do that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, yeah, yeah, you tell me like some protocol, in the military, and it's make sure people can know, the other one can get the clear information from another one. Yeah, and
Going both ways, like
yeah,
confirming that you're on the same page. Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. Confirming you're on the same page, because I mean, I've fallen into this. Other people, maybe even more than me. We especially. I mean, you and I are. You're not a native speaker, but even with native speakers of the same language, in fact, it's even more diddly then because you think, well, they know Chinese. I know Chinese. We assume that we're even speaking the same language, or even that they're hearing. So either side in a partnership can take initiative, can be the first one to say, hey, I want to make sure, and then you feed back, and ask them, or maybe, or even you're speaking to them, and you want to ensure that what they heard is what you said, then you may stop, okay?
yeah,
So um, maybe that's even more fundamental here than,
yeah, yeah,
because if you don't, that's a even more fundamental issue of like the issue of her maybe being more specific about what she's really asking you.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
you maybe even say you could even say this is what I'm hearing you're saying to me, and you say it in her what occurs to you, like her vague way, okay? But it but at least that would be like confirming that you're hearing, and then she can say, yeah, that's what I said. Then if you once you have that, then you could go on to, well, I'm having a problem knowing what actions I might take or not take, to so that I can know that you by what time or what date, so that you can be happy or satisfied here, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And 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 by the way, you know, we're missing a very fundamental point here that's even deeper than this. You don't seem like you're having a lot of fun. You're into, you're really looking serious today. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
I've discovered there's actually a name for this disease. It's called seriositis. You know,
Huh?
it's it's about being so serious. You know, and it seems like all adults have got this disease. Almost all adults have got this seriousness disease. You know, because they forgot how to be silly, right? And so it seems like you're suffering from that today. You're looking pretty serious over there, Ricky. You know, oh, this is fun shit. You know.
Yeah. Okay, okay.
Okay, yeah, I can see a little bit of. You know, I just discovered about this the other day. I was in the hospital for a friend of mine, and my Imp-Boy came out, and because he's looking around to play, so he puts a message on Dwight's mobile phone. It says, "Are you a children?" And he shows the message to maybe a little girl that was boy was sitting behind them, and she said, "Yeah, yeah." So we children are just having fun playing. Those adults, they're going around doing all this serious stuff. They're not so happy, I don't think, you know. But we children, we're having a good time, you know. So, don't forget that, lady. You know,
Yeah.
watch out for that serious condition stuff.
Yeah.
You're smiling, but not totally laughing. You know, I found a new criteria for so because with my clients they'll say, "Oh, I get it, I understand." I said, "No, I don't think you do, because you're not really, really, really laughing. If you were really, 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 really laughing, maybe then I would know you got it. But you're not really laughing now yet, so you ain't got it. We got to keep going." So maybe I don't know that we have time today, Ricky, to keep going to get you to the really, really laughing point. Okay, but
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay, yeah, but you're not laughing about that. You're not laughing about that. Even that, you're getting okay. Well, okay, all right. We got to let it lie. Maybe another day we'll get you laughing. Okay. But by the way, can you see? By the way, I forgot. Have I introduced you to Imp-Boy?
No, no,
Oh my
no.
God! I'm so okay.
Sorry.
And, well, you know, I'm going to speak as Dwight now. Okay, but
Okay.
recently I went to Bangkok, sort of on a holiday. Okay, well, I'm 81. Okay, but something happened to me. It's a little hard to describe. I won't go into it. Something happened. It changed me. Okay,
Okay.
and so steer there. You don't have to worry. I don't think. I'm not worried. So there's still Dwight. Dwight, you always knew. Okay, but Dwight now has a little son. Yeah, he's about 3 years old, and his name is, I call him Imp-Boy. So you see, he's taking over my website. You can see we got a new screen. He's taking over everything. So actually, but the way it works is they both have to share Dwight's body, you know. but but it's really like but but this but a lot of times Dwight just it's like he lets him have as much fun play. You know, he's a really good dad. You know, Dwight. I'm gonna speak for. I'm gonna speak. I'm gonna let mostly Imp-Boy speak. So, you know, Dad's so great. You know, he just lets me play all the time. Just dance. He gives me so much freedom, and I know I go crazy. I just drive people crazy. I just having so much fun with their mind, and I just like messing with people's minds. You know, it's so much fun, so but Dad, I know I can run wild. I can make people think I'm crazy, you know. There's the airline steward say, "Oh, you apologize so great for the oh my God, apology. Oh my God." I even started an apology contest. We're going to have worldwide apology contest for the person who can apologize for reality the best, you know. Do you apologize sometime to people? Are you one of those apology persons? Do you say I'm sorry anytime? Are you one of those?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe you can join the contest. Maybe you could win the prize of the best apologer in the world. You know. But you have to feel really bad, because if you don't feel bad, it won't be a proper apology, right? You know. But anyway, Dad, I know Dad needs to. Yeah, I know I can run too wild, so I respect that. If he says stop, I will stop. Stop. Okay. So that was, Dad says stop, okay, so Imp-Boy, he stops. I just so respect, I give him as much freedom as possible, you know, and he just loves playing, and he's just playing, he's just messing with everybody's mind, you know, but he's a fucking little genius. Oh, by the way, have you noticed my language has gotten worse? Okay, I've got I use more of those shit and fuck words now. Well, I know. I think that's Imp-Boy rubbing off. He's 3 years old, but he knows how to use that language better than I ever did, you know. And so I know it's a little strange, and I don't know how you would take this if somebody if I'm speaking, you know, as Dwight. It's sort of like you can see up there. It's like Imp-Boy and Dad Dwight. Well, Dad Dwight is sort of the same Dwight as you always knew before. Okay, but now
Okay.
I have a 3-year-old son, and it's like. So I'm almost crying. I don't know how long he's stuck around. So far, he's been with me ever since Bangkok. He started playing, came out and playing with me when I was in Bangkok, you know. So far it's been, I guess, about almost 2 weeks now that I've got my new son, you know. And I didn't realize that I hadn't done a official introduction for you. And I can understand if you would be skeptical about this if a friend of mine said this, I said, what? Yeah. So, but if you want to just think of it as I'm pretending, it's a fun thing to pretend, you can do that. I think at one point you might decide it's real. Okay. By the way, do you get my photo journal?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, if the last one that went out, I think you got maybe it's yesterday or the day before. If you go through it, there's tons of photos, but if you read through them, it's because I'm sharing all this stuff that happened with the
Okay.
Bangkok and everything, and I've got some recent songs. And let me share a recent song. This will give you an idea because my website is really changing.
Okay.
But this will give you an idea because we created a song to celebrate employees, you know, to sort of, and here it is. Let me see. Here's this is the announcement of the Polly contest, and here's one. I think Imp-Boy now lives with Dwight, possessed in Bangkok. So this sort of gives you an overall story of it. It's best you can to see what happened. So, hear that? Hear that? Hear the sound? Riki,
It happened in Bangkok.
Riki, are you hearing the sound?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can.
It upended me. A charm master conjured what I'd never foresee. He's serving both devils and angels in kind. Sent disappearing imp to mess with my mind. In 3 to 4 days he had come and he'd gone, mischievous and playful and singing his song. He played with my mind that was sure was so strong. Live and don't learn, proving my mind was wrong. My boy appeared, was left in its wake. Together our minds our new life will make. Stumbling and stepping together we go. An unlikely duet, an unlikely show. Will ramble, won't know when to cease. Without Dad to stop him, he'll shatter the peace. Dad watches and waits, then steps in with a call. Enough now, Imp-Boy, you'll be our downfall. Without Dad near, the Imp-Boy runs free. Seem a bit manic, everyone will agree. He'll push past the edges and overstep lines, not knowing he's hurt those sweethearts sublime. By grace alone, Imp-Boy moved to Dad's place. Dad doesn't know why his new son embraced. He knows he can't hold him. He came with no vibe. that Imp-Boy allows. If Imp-Boy should leave, Dad would grieve what is gone, yet treasure each moment they danced and played on. So Dad watches gently, gives room but stays near. As long as Dad's watching, may Imp-Boy stay here. Welcome my Imp-Boy, you've moved in to play. Our minds together, we're finding our way. Stumbling and stepping, together we go. An unlikely duet, an unlikely show.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Just very quickly, there's something that that's the most amazing video I ever created. Did I share with you leaving innocence in the Garden of Eden? Did I do that before? Let me show you the video so it may be able to see. It looks like this. Did I show it to you before?
Oh, no.
Okay, so if you have a little bit of time, I want to share this. This is so amazing. If you can get this, Riki, you can get your whole life. Just listen very carefully, okay?
Okay.
Before those means
Can you hear that?
of wrong and right, your child moved free in open light. No weight of blame, no chasing praise, just playing through those endless days.
Each laugh was full, each moment whole. No judge to split your heart from soul. You lived in truth by your own size. No praise, no blame to dull the lights.
No voice inside to say
You should,
no scale that weigh the bad
bad and good.
No need to turn,
Avoid, defend.
no inner voice.
There was no friend. Just simple sight.
Oh yeah,
So deeply real.
oh yeah,
Your world of truth, not yet concealed.
oh yeah,
Your life was here
oh yeah,
for joy and play.
oh yeah,
You learned and danced
oh yeah,
along the way.
oh yeah. Then slowly came the judge's gaze, the tones of blame, the tones of praise. A look, a word, those subtle cues. Your child got hooked on witch's brew.
Approval warmed, rejection burned, and soon those toxic lessons learned. You grasped for praise, from shame you fled, condemned forever, innocence was shed.
Those voices stayed, grew strong, took root, became your mind.
Unquestioned truth,
Ooh, no longer as theirs or taught. You fooled yourself.
believe those thoughts. That quiet pull, a constant need to earn, deserve, to prove, succeed. Those endless cravings, deep inside. You're now an addict of good and bad.
Though buried deep, there's innocence, no praise, no blame. There's no judgment, yet so deep within. you're innocent, you'll never sin.
Still there beneath, oh yeah, all you have been, oh yeah, your child remains, oh yeah, unstained within, oh yeah, so innocent, oh yeah, can't be chagrined, oh yeah, where praise and blame, oh yeah, have never been.
Still there beneath, all you have been, your child remains unstained within, so innocent, can't be chagrined, where praise and blame have never been.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! 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 Yeah!
Yeah, it was.
So another thing that happened in Bangkok is before I loved you, and now I love you twice as much.
Right.
So something changed me. I think I'm still Dwight, it's still right, but is without. I mean, if you read the journal, you'll get some sense of maybe my understanding of what happened. But the result is I'm sure I'm the old Dwight, of course. Okay, but I'm also a new Dwight, and the new Dwight. I meant before I loved you. I thought you were beautiful, but now you're twice as beautiful, and I love you twice as much. It's like my eyes, like I was only seeing half of you before. Now I see all of you, even though I thought I was seeing all of you before. Okay, so it's like that. And it's all this is a bit difficult to explain, just using metaphors to. Okay. So, are you good for today, Riki?
Yeah.
So, Imp-Boy and Dwight. Imp-Boy is very happy to meet you. Dwight has told him a lot about you. Actually, the way it works is Imp-Boy has all of Dwight's mind. It's like a 3-year-old boy with incredible vocabulary and all. No, he can put Dwight's stuff out better than Dwight can. He's like a little quantum computer. He's coaching the clients much better than Dwight ever did. Anyway. So, any questions before we finish up today?
No.
Okay. So, all right. Thank you. Next time.
Thank you too. Yeah.